I don't make the rules, but the charts do. And the charts are telling me, hey, Moon round 2 is imminent. Has it already begun? Maybe we already probably bottomed out. The 3 weekly just closed. We're about to talk about it here very shortly. Now, why will we pump? Just from these contra indicators. Market's pump is now confirmed. I always despise both August and September, just tough months to make money from Jim Cramer. This was just yesterday and we bottomed out. Whatever he says, he's a contra indicator to the entire economy. Whatever he says, the opposite occurs. Okay? Then here's the contra indicator for the cryptocurrency market. His name comes as Crypto Capo, and he says, interesting how despite all the bearish signals, people just keep buying the dip. The risk of a black swan event is still high. If it happens, we could see Bitcoin drop to 60 to 70k and altcoins crashing 80 to 50 to 80%. Big week ahead. Time to stay focused. Volatility is coming. I hope you all had a great weekend. Okay, so whatever these people say, the opposite happens, guys. He's thinking that a black swan event is the risk of a black swan event is still high, guys. Okay, which means it's low, which means we're probably going to pump. Now, what does that mean? Well, here's the 3 weekly chart. The 3 weekly candle just closed, guys, and it was right here. Okay, I use the hike and a sheaves. I know in the regular candles it's a little bit different, but again, I use these candles instead, which in my opinion, it has been confirmed that the bots, that the market makers, that whoever is controlling these currencies, these assets, needs to buy it up, right? Because if they don't, and if somehow we dump, guys, and these bearish divergences on the 3 weekly, right, on these higher time frames get confirmed, then it's over. The run is over, right? So what we need to see here is the RSI curve back up like this. Okay, that's on the 2 weekly. It's all been confirmed, by the way. Right, look at this. So it looks fantastic. Which in my opinion, they're gonna pump it back up, guys. Shorter time frame, we called it. We literally called it to a T. I'm not even kidding. We said XRP bottoms out right here. Easy as 1, 2, 3. They're about to moon it back up. Exactly. Right, and that was literally at the top of this chart. Look at that. Literally right here. So what's going on though? Well, XRP trading volume is exploding. $33 million traded in just 1 minute. Again, it seems like the bots are awakening up again. Okay, I think it's because it's due to the higher time frame charts. They have to pump it, right? They must pump it up, guys. Because if they don't, and these indicators on the higher time frame, right? Let's check on the MACD, shall we? That's another good one. Let me close this RSI. Right, look at the MACD. It's the same exact thing, right? On the weekly, it has been triggered. It must keep going higher. The 2 weekly, right? Momentum is coming back in, guys. It just looks very fantastic, doesn't it? Let's go to change charts. Wow, that's crazy. Look how high this thing is moving up. Yeah, looks fantastic if you ask me. So, in my humble opinion, they're gonna keep pumping it up, guys. Okay, just because everyone just became too bearish too quickly. They need euphoria back into the scene before the black swan truly arrives. And when it happens, it will happen overnight. The world's 50 most valuable private companies in 2025, several fintechs included. Well, you look at this. What do you guys notice here? We see SpaceX, OpenAI, right? Grok. A lot of these big companies. Number 23 is Ripple. $15 billion valuation. Listed as one of the giants to take over the world. The race to build the next generation of global giants is on. While public markets get the most of the spotlight, private companies are quietly building massive valuations and shaping the future of industries. This visualization ranks the world's 50 most valuable private companies in 2025. Emerging powerhouses from different countries and sectors. And then coming down here, SpaceX is number 1, most definitely. But look at this. Rippling is another interesting one. right? The same as Ripple. Well, not the same, but it has a very similar name. And Ripple stated as number 23, guys, right? One day it's going to be number 1. It's going to be $1 trillion plus company. You guys ready? And then here comes United States, USA Today. With 5.1 million followers, they just told everyone to buy XRP because XRP is the smartest cryptocurrency to buy with $500 right now. You know why this is crazy? Because it seems like retail could be priced out since XRP is already mooning. But USA Today is like, wait, not yet. Because even if you have $500, just put in XRP, right? And the reason why they said $500, they could have said 10K, any number. They chose $500 is because it targets retail, right? Retail may have $500 on the sidelines that they would like to invest, but if they don't know which coin to invest in, well, here comes this article telling us, hey, maybe XRP should be the focus here. And very quick side note, guys, with $500, you know how much little Bitcoin you'll be able to buy, right? The retail mind wouldn't be able to comprehend putting $500 in an asset that's worth over 100K, nor worth thousands of dollars. This is why XRP is the perfect asset for which targets retail and institutions, okay? Because it's not $100 yet. It's under $10, and $500 can buy you still a good amount of XRP, right? So they'll be able to comprehend that this amount instead of putting that money into an asset that's already made retail priced out, okay? Which is smart of them to do, actually. And that psychology, which I just told you about, is why people FOMO into Dogecoin, is why people FOMO into certain meme coins that are worth like this, guys. Shiba Inu, 0.00000, you know, 0.000001 cent, right? Because it targets retail. It tries to trick the mind, which is why I do believe XRP is like my favorite utility meme coin, and I'm going to explain here in just a sec, right? Why the payments focused token digital asset XRP might make an excellent long-term pick as it racks up regulatory wins in an ACs and seeks to disrupt the market for international transactions, right? The regulatory climate is easing, most definitely. I mean, I have another tweet here that points to that. Chair Paul Atkins says regulation by enforcements against Bitcoin and crypto is over, right? So basically, they have concluded the case behind the scenes, right? The Ripple versus SEC case. The thing is, it's not yet out in the public, okay? When it's out in the public, it's going to look very beautiful. They're just waiting. They're waiting for the charts to look fantastic, and it is right now. Look at XRP above $3. That's what we wanted to see, and it's just going to keep getting better because the path to real-world utility, XRP's main selling point is its focus on real-world utility. Exactly. XRP focuses on more tangible market for international payments, its speed and low fees, makes an ideal bridge between different currencies, right? So again, this is targeting retail, guys. They want everyone in, and that's why we probably are pumping, right? Because the amount of people that's following this USA Today news source is millions, right? So definitely some people bought because of this article. And they talk about the utility side of XRP, guys. Okay, moving money around, value around instantaneously. Is it too late to buy XRP? Well, XRP has graduated from the boom and bust volatility of a meme coin, and investors should focus on its long-term growth potential as it benefits from easing regulatory pressure and compelling real-world use cases. But you know what I say? I say that the volatility of XRP is like a meme coin, which is why I call it my favorite utility meme coin. The volatility is the same exact thing. The difference is XRP has a less of a risk attached to it, right, than any other meme coin, because any other meme coin can die, but XRP will not. And a lot of Bitcoin maxis are upset about this article, guys, this tweet. But the facts remain to be true. Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin surpasses $600 million in market cap. BlackRock and Ripple XRP are teaming up to tokenize real-world assets, health, and identity data. Japanese real estate giant Open House Group now accepts XRP for property purchases. Real world adoption is here. XRP isn't just for finance anymore. The CEO of Nasdaq will be at Ripple Swell 2025. XRP may be gearing up for a short-term rebound. Crypto companies are beginning to return to the United States as top officials signal a shift toward friendlier regulation. And other news. Do you guys see what's happening? Right, the switch has been flipped. There's so much bullish narratives coming back into XRP. Okay. Our LUC, more money flowing into our LUC, which is better for the entire XRPL ecosystem. Real world assets are expanding as well, which the XRP ledger is targeting. Not to mention, talking about real world assets, real estate. They're now accepting in Japan XRP for property purchases. You can now spend your XRP to buy a house. But that's I'm not gonna say the dumbest, but that's not a good idea at all, especially when XRP is on moon mission. Which is why BlackRock will be speaking at Ripple Swell, Nasdaq, traditional finance, right? Because they don't want to get left behind. Okay, guys. So with all this fantastic news, XRP is dominating on Korean exchanges. Number one, Korea's biggest exchange is going crazy, $500 million in 24 hours. Korean hyper sending XRP pumping hard right now. Look at that. Again, it all depends on this up bit, right? When liquidity is flowing, liquidity flows heavily. Then XRP just closed the daily resistance at $3. The daily close right at resistance. Okay. By tomorrow night, we need to be above $3, guys, because resistance, support, resistance back there probably. Yep. Look, right. We need to, if we could be above $3, which we are right now, it's fantastic, because that's another that's a psychological level as well. You guys ready? Every money is about to be invested into XRP. Flooded, not money device. But anyways, that's all Facebook is. See ya.